There's a video, not a rumor, not a secondhand account passed through family members over the phone. An actual video recorded by people who were there, who saw it happen, who knew what they were watching was serious. I end that video. Sylvester Ofori, a Ghanaian pastor living in the United States.
If the blood of mere Abel can cry, how much more the blood of Jesus? There is power in the blood. You are in November, you pass over. In October, you made it. Now you are in December. Can I speak to somebody? Look at somebody and say, I cannot die. Say, I cannot die. Say, I will live to declare.
Stood in front of Barbara Tommey's family members and said out loud words that no husband should ever say about his wife. If I don't kill your sister, then I am fake. He said it clearly in front of witnesses, on camera, and Barbara Tommey still ended up dead.
Leave. We didn't come nothing. We came to something. Can I promise you something? Promise me. If I don't kill your sister, then me, I am fake.
That is what this story is about. Not just a murder, but a murder that was announced. A killing that had a preview. A woman whose family did everything right. They believed her. They showed up for her. They helped her leave. And it still was not enough to save her life. Barbara Tommey was a Ghanaian woman living in Orlando, Florida. By 2020, her marriage to Sylvester Ofori had become abusive. And the people closest to her could see it. Her family stepped in, encouraged her to get out. And Barbara made the decision to leave. That decision took courage. Anyone who has ever watched someone they love try to walk away from a dangerous relationship knows exactly how much courage that takes. But leaving did not mean the danger left with her. The confrontation happened when Barbara and her family members went back to home to collect her belongings.
I don't like your family. Yes, I'm here.
The same sister who the pastor told you that she was a witch.
Which pastor? Name that pastor. Name that pastor. Which pastor told me my sister?
The same sisters.
Which pastor? Name the pastor. Is it you? You are a pastor. You. You don't know whether you are or not you are a pastor, my friend. We didn't come here for you. We did not come here for you. Don't let me hurt you. Leave. We didn't come here for you. We came to make something.
Can I promise you something?
Promise me.
If I don't kill your sister,
Then me, I am fake. You got the video, right?
Yeah, I got it.
I call the cops.
No,
Call the cops. Jen. No.
Barbara, stop that.
Tanya, you don't play with threats like this. Jen, I'm calling the cops. No. You don't play with threats. Please call the cops. It should escalate. He's threatening you in front of me. He said he's going to kill you. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
All right, just make sure it's there so we can go. If that's it, let's go. Let's just get the hell out of here.
Is it it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure let's get out of here. We ain't coming here no more, Barbara. You lost all
You
this.
heard what he said?
Is there anything else you need to get? Barbara, we're done.
Whatever you want to get.
Yeah, we're done. You lost all this.
No, I'm gonna come back for it.
You gonna come back for what? No, it's okay. It's okay, Barbara. It's another debt that can be paid off. Debt is debt. You cannot replace debt with life, and vice versa. It's gone. This ain't yours no more. Imagine if you come here by yourself.
Even with us over here, he still attacked you. Fabian, don't play with these things.
Why is this a
You
joke to
may not
you?
want to have him arrested, but you have to make a police report. You have to have a police report for future sake. The police need to make a report.
No, I'm going to use this so you can get a restraining order.
Yeah.
That is one of the most dangerous moments in any abusive relationship. The moment of separation, when the person being left realizes control is gone. And that is exactly when Ofori snapped. In front of Barbara's brother and other relatives who would come to help her. Ofori did not just argue. He did not just threaten. He made a declaration. He looked at the people standing there protecting his wife and told them directly, if I don't kill your sister, I am fake. The family took it seriously. The video existed. The words were on record. But Barbara Tommy was still shot 7 times outside her place of work on September 8, 2020.
Developing at 5, Orlando police are searching for the man accused of shooting a woman outside a Navy Federal Credit Union.
They responded to the bank this morning along Garden Parks Boulevard off Millennia Boulevard. That's just north of the mall at Millennia. News 6's Jerry Askin is following this story. And Jerry, police say the victim knew the suspected shooter.
Yeah, very tragic story. Police say it appears to be an isolated incident, and right now they're urging that shooter to turn himself in right away. Now, I can tell you, here's the scene right behind me. The scene cleared a few hours ago. You see the ATM for now is back open, and today I talked to witnesses who told me they are in shock.
I'm shaken up right now. I'm still shaken up.
And that's why she only wants to go by Lisa, but she was in tears today talking about what she saw and heard this morning outside this Navy Federal Credit Union.
The next thing I know is he raised his hand with a gun in it and he shot her.
She's talking about the man police say opened fire and killed a female worker here outside before the credit union opened. Police say the worker and the man knew each other. Lisa was a customer waiting to go inside.
The guy was walking behind her. I don't know if she knew he was there or not. I started running, and as I'm running, I hear like 3 or 4 more shots.
Orlando police say there's video surveillance that shows the whole thing as the hours-long search for him continues.
We want to make sure that we give him an opportunity to explain his actions. We want for him to turn himself in.
As for Lisa, she's sad and shaken up, yet spoke highly of the worker who lost her life this morning.
She's very nice. She was always very nice when I came into the bank.
Yeah, we've heard great things about her. A very sad story. If you can help in the investigation, you're asked to call Orlando police right away. Meantime, police have not yet released the victim's name or the suspected shooter's name either. For now, we're live in Orlando. I'm Jerry Askin, getting results. News 6.
Before we get into exactly what happened that morning, I want to ask you something. Drop in the comments right now. Have you ever seen a threat like this one get dismissed, or watched someone try to leave a dangerous situation and not get the protection they needed? Tell me where you're watching from, and tell me what you think when you hear that a man said I will kill her out loud and then did exactly that. Because this story does not get easier from here. Stay with me.
Security cameras that caught the incident in its entirety. Will that video be made public at all? Will it be made available to us?
That decision is going to be well above my head and my pay grade, unfortunately. I would imagine you would want to direct that to Lieutenant Chisari. There was surveillance footage at the bank at the time, and we are in possession of that footage.
He threatened to hurt her or himself if she ever left him. He physically harmed her and sexually coerced or forced her to do things she did not want to do.
Sylvester Ofori was very subdued and quiet while facing a judge this afternoon. He's accused of murdering his wife Barbara Tommy as she went to work at Navy Federal Credit Union on Tuesday morning. Prosecutors telling the judge today the killing was caught on video.
Video surveillance which shows Mr. Ofori not only shoot his wife, but then stand over her body and put additional rounds into her head.
Ofori is pastor of this church, Floodgates of Heaven on Coburn Avenue in Orlando. No one answered the door here today, but on his Facebook page, Ofori calls himself a prophet.
He's got quite a social media following where he's, speaks to his followers and called himself a prophet and his followers.
After the shooting, police went to this apartment building on Raleigh Street where Ofori and Tommy had at one point lived together. Investigators say they brought the SWAT team and eventually found him in the home.
We had a good feeling that he was going to be in there. We don't believe there was any risk to the public or immediate danger to the public.
Police have not said what led up to the attack, but we are told Tommy and Ofori were getting a divorce. Court records also show that in 2016, Ofori was arrested for resisting an officer who responded to an argument between the two.
Someone committed a heinous act of violence towards a loved one, and there's unfortunately no excuse for that.
On the morning of September 8th, 2020, Barbara Tommy went to work. That should be an unremarkable sentence. A woman, a Tuesday, her job near the Navy Federal Credit Union in Orlando, Florida. The kind of morning that happens millions of times across this country without incident. But Sylvester Ofori had followed her there. This was not a coincidence. This was not a chance encounter between two separated people who happened to cross paths. Ofori knew where Barbara worked. He made his way there, and when she stepped outside, he was waiting. Witnesses at the scene saw what happened next. Ofori approached Barbara. She ran. He chased her, and then he shot her 7 times. 7. She tried to get away from him, and he kept firing until she could not. Barbara Tommy died outside her place of work, in a parking lot, in the middle of an ordinary morning that she did not know would be her last. And after it was done, Sylvester Ofori, the man who had stood in front of her family and announced that he would kill her, surrendered to police without resistance. No struggle, no flight. He had done what he said he was going to do, and he gave himself up calmly on the other side of it. That detail matters. It speaks to something the courts would later take seriously. This was not a moment of uncontrolled rage that surprised even him. This was a man who had told people what he planned to do and then followed through. The case went to court, and Ofori's legal team pushed back against a premeditated murder charge. That is standard legal strategy, to argue that what happened was not planned, not calculated, not a decision made in advance. But the evidence told a different story. The video from the confrontation at the family home was central to the prosecution's case because it showed, in Ofori's own words, that the threat came before the killing. The family testified about the domestic violence history. Witnesses from the scene testified about what they saw that morning. And the footage of the shooting itself was part of what made this case so widely reported and so deeply disturbing. By 2024, the court had made its decision. Sylvester Ofori was sentenced to life imprisonment for the murder of Barbara Tommy. Life, he will not be leaving. And now I want to talk about what this case actually means, because if the story ends that he got life, then we have missed the most important part of it. Barbara's family did what families are supposed to do. They saw the abuse. They believed her. They physically showed up to help her collect her things and leave. They were standing right there when Ofori made his threat, and they did not brush it off. They knew it was real. They had video proof that a man had looked them in the eye and told them he was going to kill their sister. And they still lost her. That is the part of this story that should stay with you. Because there's a conversation that happens after cases like this one, where people ask, why didn't she leave sooner? Why didn't someone do more? And the answer to both of those questions is right here in front of us. She did leave. Her family did do more. They showed up. They recorded it. They had his words on camera. The gap between leaving an abusive relationship and being safe from the person you left is one of the most dangerous spaces a person can occupy. Statistics consistently show that the period of separation, when a victim finally walks away, is when the risk of violence is highest. Ofori's behavior follows that pattern exactly. Barbara left, and that is where he became most dangerous. What this case also forces us to reckon with is the weight of a spoken threat. When someone tells you they're going to hurt another person, that is not venting. That is not frustration talking. When a man stands in front of a woman's family on camera and says, if I don't kill your sister, I am fake, that sentence deserves to be treated as the emergency that it is. Barbara Tommy deserved protection that matched the level of threat that had been made against her. She deserved to walk into work on a Tuesday morning and walk back out. She deserved to see the end of her divorce, to build whatever came next, to live the life she was trying to reclaim when she packed her belongings and walked out of that house. She was robbed of all of it. Sylvester Ofori will spend the rest of his life in prison. That is where he belongs. But Barbara is still gone, and her family still has to live with the fact that they saw this coming. They tried, and the outcome did not change. If you are watching this and any part of the story feels familiar, if you know someone in a situation that has started to feel dangerous, especially around a separation, take the threat seriously. Document it. Get people involved. Push until someone listens. The threat Ofori made should have triggered a faster, stronger response. That is a lesson this case leaves behind. Before you go, if this story moved you, hit the like button and make sure you are subscribed. We cover cases like this one because they deserve more than a headline. Leave a comment below. What do you think should change about how documented threats are handled in domestic violence cases? I read every single one. Barbara Tommy's name deserves to be remembered, not just as a victim, but as a woman who tried to leave, whose family fought for her, and whose story should change how we respond when someone says out loud exactly what they plan to do. Rest in peace, Barbara.